1970, we sure we did the forefront. Knowledge for selfish, for sure we did the work. Auditorium to basement of all faculty of law. We did represent, stand tall anywhere we go. Work hard and we shine, commitment, dedication. Neurosurgery, comedy, music, Nollywood. SOTK, Dr. Call, MC Casino. We did represent, stand tall anywhere we go. Great Uniben, great Uniben, great Uniben.
Hello, viewers. Welcome to another episode of the Alumni Series. As you know, this is a show where we interact with alumni of the great University of Benin, men and women that have gone through the institution. They tell us their journey, what they're doing currently, and what they did, how they spent their time at the University of Benin. And on today's episode, we have a wonderful lady with us today. She's come with Precious Oruche, but most Nigerians know her as Mama P. She's a human rights activist and also an entrepreneur. Thank you very much, Mama P, for joining us today.
Thank you so much, sir. I'm happy to be here.
Yeah, good to have you. Let's go straight into it. Before we come to talk about what you do currently, I know that you studied SLT, that's Science Laboratory Technology at the University of Benin. Was that your initial intention? Was that the course you wanted to study? Or as Uniben does most times, they give you that?
That wasn't what I wanted. I think I was going for medicine.
Okay.
Medicine. Yes. But as usual now, you propose, Uniben will dispose. So so I didn't get what I wanted and I opted for part-time. I took the part-time form. They said, oh, the course looks like medicine, so you can navigate your way. They just deceive you and then you're like, okay. It's all in the medical field. So that's how I did it.
Okay. The way you're sounding, after studying the course for about 6 years, I guess, or 5 or 6 years.
6 years.
Did you enjoy it? Because when you're saying, it seems you didn't really.
We just read to pass, actually.
Okay.
We read to pass. I enjoyed the course, every bit of it. Awesome lecturers, awesome course-mates. But I enjoyed it. Like I said, I enjoyed it.
All right, let's talk generally about your time at the institution, the University of Benin. As a student, can you summarize how your time was like as a student of Uniben? How was
stressful,
it?
Stressful, draining, exciting, adventurous, daring. You virtually meet all types of human in Uniben.
Yeah.
You want the crazy, they are there. You want the cool-headed, they are there. You want the adventurous, they are there. You want the bad, they are there. The good, every type of human is in Uniben. So it was just, for me, my time was just, it's as though I explored for 6 years. Yes, the lecturers, different types. The ones that bring water in jerrycan, bring jerrycan water that they don't buy pure water. The ones that I don't even know how I'm going to explain it. The ones that want to send you errands and forget their lecturers. They want to kill you with errands. The ones that want to create weird rules in their classrooms. The ones that are jovial. The ones that are so harsh, you're wondering, isn't that their wives beat them at home? Just different kind of people.
How was those experiences for you personally? Coming to this institution, getting to meet this, Uniben is a community of its own. So how was it for you? How did it impact on your own ways of doing things?
Okay. It taught me to not expect so much from people, right?
Okay.
I think by virtue of studying in Uniben, I can adapt to any situation.
Okay.
In street language, anyhow you bring and come, it's fine. I've seen it before. When you go to Uniben and you come out, it's like deja vu. Whatever happens is like it's deja vu. I've seen it before.
Yeah.
You are not surprised. The word cannot shock you after you attend Uniben. So for me, it branded me to a very strong figure to what I am today.
Yeah.
There's nothing that I have not seen there. There's nothing you want to say or do that have not been said or done in Uniben. So I'm always ready for worst case scenarios and best case scenarios.
Okay, fair. What would you say is what do you cherish most during your time in Unimed? What was that thing that you cherished most during your time in Unimed?
I cherished my political friends, my comrades. They're one set of people that I'm grateful every day I met. In the comrade structure of Uniben, you have the senior comrades, you have the junior comrades, you have your colleagues. Participating in politics in Uniben kind of molded me. Like it taught me a lot. So that's a part of Uniben that I really loved. I feel like it taught me better than the course I went to study.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Not in negative light. Yeah, but I'm just trying to explain that I enjoyed that phase of Uniben. Yes, that's one thing I really love. That if you ask me any questions and I'm like, okay, I'm 100 on this. Yeah, my course mates, I always mention my course mates, they had their impacts on me too. They are people I looked forward to seeing every day, right, in class. But if you ask me one thing in Uniben that I really loved, that I really treasured, is the political lifestyle of students. It just has a way. It's like home. They train you. They whisk you like egg. They brew you till the best comes out. Yes, those people in the scene, you people in the scene, they just look at you and you know what they are saying. You know if you are right or wrong. So I loved that aspect of me in that school.
Okay, that actually brings me to the next question. Your involvement with NAS, and because during your undergraduate days, you were not this vocal, but you were part
Yeah.
of NAS. You were there. You were, as you said, in
Yes.
training and involvement in student leadership. Why did you? Because with what I understand about your growth in the institution, you were not this vocal, especially during your elementary, the foundation years. But later you joined NAS, you started doing your thing. So what made you join NAS first off?
I really did not join NANS.
Okay.
Yes, I had people involved in it, and
Okay.
I went close, like an acquaintance, see their pattern. I realized they are too strong for me. They are too strong for me.
Yeah.
And if the wood is too dried, they cannot bend, it will break. So I didn't want something that will break me. I know I'm stubborn, I'm strong-headed, clashing with or trying to delve into another strong organization. We will just it will not be smooth. So I just stayed far back. Now it's not like I wasn't vocal, but like I said, there are senior colleagues. There are others there are senior colleagues, there are others in your grade. The competition is high. You need to really struggle for your voice to be heard. So let's say I was just struggling, I was talking, but I wasn't heard.
Yeah.
I was struggling to be heard.
Okay.
Sure you get. So I was vocal in my little way, but and certain things you want to do, when you look at what your leaders are doing or the senior ones are doing, you just withdraw.
Okay.
Even if you feel like this is what I should do, but since they are going this direction, you don't want to go against. It's a learning process. You just go back in. So it's not like I wasn't too vocal, but let's say I was struggling to be heard. I wasn't just heard because of the competition and the senior cadres.
Okay. Let's talk about your time when you graduated from the institution. I remember there were some protests. You were very, very prominent in those protests, student protests. Those
Yes.
issues were not directly your issues, but you stood up with the students, shoulder to shoulder with the students, to demand for things from the management of the institution. What
Yeah.
motivated you to try and to commit your resources to those struggles?
Okay. You know, when I was in school, like I said, I had limitations. People
Yeah.
I looked up to, you know, how they did their things and how I tried to follow in their step. But being out of school, I felt like a free bird.
Mm.
Like I was answerable to no one. Like I could do what I wanted to do, and nobody would call me to question me, unlike when I was in school, you know. And I always had students in my DM complaining. It just came natural. I didn't ask for it. I didn't put myself in the position of, oh, if you need anything, call me. But the students just kept reaching out to me somehow whenever there was a struggle, or I don't know why they felt. I don't know what I did to give the impression that um if you are stressed, I'm here. So my DM, whenever there was a struggle, I had people in my DM, especially when they are being brutalized or harassed because they are requesting for their rights. They're in my DM. Maybe because they now saw what I was doing in the outside in
Yes.
the outside world or something. So they felt like, oh, charity petitioner told me if you can do this for others out, your alma mater is suffering. So they always found a way to bring me back.
Mm.
And I also noticed that some leaders, some people, or that call them colleagues, that had already left, instead of being on the sides of the students, we are now on the sides of management. If they're looking for jobs, I don't know, but on issues that you expect them to stand firm, like once the students, knowing that what these guys are feeling, we felt it before. I saw them standing with management, and I was disappointed. I was okay. If everybody's going to stand with management, me, I will stand with students.
Okay.
Since it wants to be like that, and so for every protest they called me, I turned up.
Yes.
Some I had to take flights down to turn up, and whenever they saw me, there was this encouragement and extreme ginger and everything we ever struggled for, we got.
Okay.
So,
I think that's the
so
most
that's
important
it.
thing. Yeah. Let's talk about the outside the University of Benin. Most prominently the 2020 EndSARS protests. That was a big
Okay.
one for our country, and you were one of the frontliners in Edo State in the protest, and subsequently you were a member of the panel set up by the state government. First, that protest, did it change anything? With benefit of hindsight, do you think that protest that youth across the country came out en masse, do you think that's changed anything? Then secondly, your committee, the panel, what was your findings? What was the recommendation? Because up till today, I am not aware. Maybe there must have been recommendation from your end as part of the panel. What was the recommendation?
Okay, the first question, if the protest changed anything?
Yeah.
Yes, it did.
Okay.
It changed the mindset of Nigerian youths. It proves that protest proves that we can be united. Nobody thought it was possible. But once Nigerians didn't care about tribe, didn't care about religion, didn't care about gender, they just had one voice, the national anthem. So that protest, you see, when things go wrong now, or when something bad happens, you see people refer to the protest like I always say, me myself, I say that great day is coming. If it has happened before, it can happen again.
Yeah.
That day will come when Nigerians will unite against this decay in our system. So I don't know for others, but for me, they might not have met to the demands of the NSAS, but to a great extent, it's it's edited my mind. Like I'm so certain that now that if Nigerians decide that they want to get something done, they will actually get it done. So that's one thing for me. And the government realized also that again, when we will push these people rich, they will revolt back. They've done it before. It's now a reference point. People now infer back to that protest, when something serious happens. Like you people don't forget what we did then. So that protest is a historic event. It didn't go to waste. The people who died did not die in vain. And I was a member of the EndSARS panel, judicial panel of inquiry for police brutality, I'd say that the panel did its best. We got over 100 and let me say approximately 200 petitions from different families. Yes, things that the police did in Edo State here to their loved ones, people that got missing in the police nets, people that got shot, but with police gone, evidence, they brought everything to the panel. Each family we interviewed, we interrogated, we invited policemen. I think the only people that did not come, that stopped coming at some point, was the Nigerian military, because they said that they are not answerable to civilians. So they withdrew their members from the panel and refused to come to the panel. But we went all out, to get the truth of these cases. And then we wrote a recommendation to the state governor, the then governor, His Excellency Godwin, not Her Excellency Obaseki, to implement these recommendations. There are some persons that they were suing the police for 100 billion. Of course, we know that it's not feasible that you get 100 billion for the damage that the police have done. But for a man whose only child had been killed by the Nigerian police force, you could see that he was just trying to explain how irreplaceable the loss you've caused him was. For those people, a letter of apology from the government, he would paste it in his house. He would laminate it and paste it in his house. Like, he just wanted someone to tell him, sorry, we did you wrong. Sorry. All this was in our recommendation, and the government kept promising that they were going to look into it, kept promising. We reminded them a year later. We even did a peaceful march to remind them that this recommendation, there are some persons that police even shot during the protest, that their legs were rotting up. We reminded them, and he did nothing. It's only, I think it was a town hall meeting he called. We now embarrassed him by bringing one of the boys that was in the hospital, that was, his whole leg was pouring out water, to the hall that he was having with Edo youths. I think that was it. Did he give? I think it was a million naira or 500,000 or so that they gave to assist with the treatment. We had so many more. They did nothing. So it's not. It wasn't our. We did our best. We met with these people every day. We interrogated them. We interviewed them. We now concluded, even where they lied or amplified the situation, we were able to know, and then we gave recommendations to the government, but they didn't. So that's why I always say that dialogue with the government is calm. Everything that was done in the EndSARS panel was just to shut protesters up, not to bring solution.
Was the police part of that panel? Was the police in?
Yes, CP Ogumba was I think is the legal OC legal. As at then, I wouldn't know if now, in the police department, Edo State force. So he was part of the panel. The CP Ogumba, yes, Ogumba, that's his name. He was there. The police that were mentioned for corruption and brutality were all invited to the panel. And a lot of them came. The police had their lawyers defending even the police in the panel. It was a proper panel. We did our bits. The places where we needed to go to the police station or go to the scene of crime, we went to the scene of crime. We did everything we were to do. But at the end of the day, the government refused. And then they gave us a copy. I think did they give us a copy? They were supposed to give us a copy of every compiled reports. Suddenly they withdrew it from the panelists. They withdrew it from us all, except some persons quickly photocopied and kept. They withdrew it. So we didn't. It's as if we just no evidence.
That's okay. Is there any way, now we have a new government in Edo State, is there any way this can be revisited?
Yes.
And you and your do you still have that relationship or that platform?
We don't need to have a relationship with the government before they
I'm talking about your team members.
Okay, I wouldn't know if the his lordship, the Eikeamosu, the lady that that presided over our meetings,
Okay.
if she has a relationship with them, to make moves and see that these recommendations come to light. But personally, I feel like if we come together and send a reminder to the government, it's their obligation. They should. They don't even need to see us. It's something that is anything. It's something that anybody that sees it should act on. These are wounded families. There were some families that police killed 2 children the same day. They were going for their father's burial, and they had this little issue on police. Oh, do you have rights to convert? Because they were doing something like a peaceful procession on the road, and before it turned to an heated argument, and they opened fire. I think the first and the last one died while they were carrying their father's cup. There are some bad stories. Even this lady affected by that woman police. Her issue also came up. Somebody that she shot, allegedly. She refused to come. She kept sending her lawyer. She refused to show up. Till now, I was expecting that the government would call for such people because their cases were I don't know, were their cases were too plain. You could see it that this was the height of inhumanity to humans and wickedness. These are people that their whatever rank they got from the police force should be taken away. Their honor should be stripped off. But nothing was done. So let's hope that this new government revisits our recommendations. The work has already been done and even paid for because panelists were paid for coming every day. Yes. So it's just to work on the recommendations, and that's all.
Okay. Thank you for your work. Recently, you participated and you were very vocal during the End Bad Governance protests. And it seems, personally, this is a personal position, it seems nothing changed. Nothing changed from the part of government. Do you think, as human rights activists or as Nigerians generally, the demand for good governance, do you think we need to change strategy? We need a new strategy to hold public officers to account. Do you think this protest still work? Because protest most times comes with intimidation from government and all that. We saw the kids that were sent to that were arrested by the government and all that because they protested to end bad governance. So do you think we should change strategy as Nigeria?
Personally, I think that let me come from my own point of view. I didn't want to participate in the end bad governance protests. Personally, I felt like there was not enough publicity. It didn't have weight. People did not understand yet why they should come out. So I didn't really want to participate. I felt like it wasn't organized properly. But when the threats started coming up, oh, the Oro Festival, oh, if you come out, this will happen, you'll be arrested. A lot of threats. Even the Oba, may he live long, made a statement that appealing. He was even appealing to the Edo youth that please, but in other parts of the country, it was threat self and not appeal. So, me for one, being who I am, took a flight to where the threats were. Now, the appeal did not make me come back to Benin because there was an appeal. If it was an appeal, we would understand. But because it was threats, I have a belief that if I'm in Lagos, I'm a Lagosian. If I'm in Edo, I'm an Edolite. If I'm in Anambra, I'm an Anambarian. I'm a Nigerian, and you cannot take it from me. That's why I took a flight to Lagos, and let's see how the masquerade will come and chase us out of the streets. Now, not because I was expecting the government to do anything, but we just need to increase the hope and the strength of the common man. I just felt like if the government successfully shuts us up, like they threaten like this, and we don't come out, the day these people are supposed to really come out, they won't come out because their spirits would have been conquered and broken. The essence of that protest for me was to call their bluff and remind them that we are citizens and not refugees. That was the essence of the protest, and we did it. We are going to be there, we will be there, and we will protest. And you will not do anything to us. We literally printed Tinubu's speech on our outfits. Say, do not engage them. These protesters are your children. So that the police will be seeing it. We'll put Tinubu's face there. So that protest for me was just to, and you know, a lot of persons that saw us come out had hope. I had people come and like, I see you on live video at night, I can't join. I say I know people come out. That fear, we don't need fear. See, if the government decides or successfully shuts up protesters as as they've shut up the National Assembly or the Senate chambers, it's finished for Nigerians. I asked my dad a question. I said, why are there churches everywhere? Yet the crime rate is so high. And he responded, he said, if there are churches everywhere and the crime rate is like this, imagine if there was no church. So I want to answer your question. If we are protesting and the country is like this, imagine if there was no protests. So we'll just keep trying. Yes, we should change strategy. We should go back to the EndSARS strategy. That is the only strategy that has worked. Unannounced, just united. And I've always said this. It will happen. When the time comes, we will not need to create flyers. Everybody will be ignited at the same time.
Yeah.
Yes. So it's going to happen. And we'll just keep trying our best. So they don't believe they've conquered us and successfully put fear in the minds of the people once.
Okay. Lastly, human rights activists like yourself, most of them, they do not usually make their political stand public. But you in 2023, you openly supported the candidate of the Labour Party as then Peter Obi. Why did you do that? Why, first off, why did you, like I said, as human rights activists, it is quite difficult to see them campaigning for a particular candidate. But you did that. Also, why did you feel that Peter Obi was the best person for the job as then? And today, do you still think it would have been better if we had Peter Obi as president than the current president?
Till tomorrow, till 2027, I still think Peter Obi is a billion times better than President Tinubu. The records are there. Don't you think if there was anything dancing about Peter, by now it will be out there? What have they not brought out? Yes, daddy. That he answered yes, daddy. They have nothing to use to pin to this man as a corrupt official. That's the only person that I've served and called on EFCC, ICPC to come and investigate him because his hands were clean. Those are the kind of people we need in government. Yes, he might not be 100% perfect, but the man has paid his dues when it comes to integrity. So 2023 is a bad person. Yes. Anybody that stood on the fence or kept short because they're an activist, in 2023 was a fight for survival. It hurts me every day that, you know, we didn't fight to the finish. We just fought to a particular place and we stopped. But 2027 will not be like that. Yes, and I'm saying it out, it won't be like that. By the time they are done converting all the states to APC, it will be APC against the Nigerian people. That's what will happen in 2027. So I believe that Peter deserved our support. Peter was the breath of fresh air. At that point, Nigeria, see, do you know that if Peter did not come out for the 2023 election, people were contemplating, the only options would have been Atiku or Tinubu. Birds of the same dirty nest. Yes. You know, so Peter was like a prepared gift from God. But of course, Nigeria happened. And we hope it will not happen 2027. So yes, I stood by Peter with my full chest. I'm still standing by him. And I always stand by him till thy kingdom come. For any other political party, you see, I stay neutral. I think the governorship election in those states, I know you don't want to talk about it, but I tried my best to stay neutral.
Yes,
I tried my best to stay neutral.
No, that's fine. We can actually talk about it because most people think you are a member of the Labour Party, but it seems that's not true. That you are just a supporter of Peter Obi. Because they also expected that support you gave to Peter Obi for Akpata, but you were not the picture at all. You just allowed it play. So are you putting it out there that you are just a supporter of Peter Obi and not a member of the Labour Party?
Okay, for the 2023 election, for the 2024 election in Edo State, in fact, more, from statistics, I'd say 80% think that APC. I was an undercover APC agent, you know. It's so funny. A lot, it's just a few persons that think, oh, she's Labour Party, you know. But funny enough, my stand in the 2024 Edo election was that I'm not going to anoint any candidates. Truth be said, I spoke to all candidates. They reached out to me, but I decided not to. But when Labour Party needed my assistance with their media team, but because of the love I have for Peter Obi, I'm going to come. If you send me a message, I go. Don't be send me say go talk something. No. Tell me, say, can't do this thing for us. Oh, like when they organized a media training section for their media personnel, I was invited. I flew into Benin. I did the program and I flew out. You know, without payments. That's what I will do for you people. But you will not see me on the campaign grounds telling people to vote for you.
Do you think?
Because I wanted to just give it a fair ground. Now, for the PDP.
Or was it really fair? Yes. I wanted to ask, was it really fair? Because you were very, very vocal against Obaseki's candidates.
Yeah, no, if you notice, I hardly mentioned as well. I dare anybody to bring.
Because anybody that was bringing, you were not part of.
My vendetta was against Obaseki.
Yes.
Until tomorrow, that vendetta assistance, I don't care about who is bringing. My vendetta was against the rubbish in Obaseki's government. Now, that wouldn't have been. But for the fact that some persons were paid, and we know these things, to come and lie. You just imagine my fellow protesters that have always criticized this government. I'm now seeing you suddenly hyping them. Just after you told me they gave you an offer, meaning you took the offer to come and paint bad good. I say like. So I just decided, since they want to buy everybody in Benin, let me stand on my own and stand alone. I don't have interest. In fact, I'm not going to anoint any candidate so that they will not say that, oh, is this candidate that sent you on an errand. I am going to just stay and focus on the Obaseki. Let him bring his 1,000 media urchins. I will be here. But my truth will be my crowd. And that's what happened.
Okay.
Yes, it was a personal one for him, for me. Do you know I campaigned for Obaseki in the 2020 election? The Togba election. I was at the forefront. Anybody that knows me knows I'm an extremist. I know they do 50%. I do either 0, I don't do at all, or 100, I go extra. It was until one of my girls died that I knew she was asthmatic. I didn't know that she had asthma because every day she was inside the dust with me. We had this dream of what Edo will be. No payments. I know you know me. You know me to an extent. No payments. You know, we did it for free. We did it happy. We did it hopeful. 3 months later or 4 months after the campaign, that girl died. And I said, what happened? Fate has died. He said, asthma. The first thing I thought was, Jesus. In those times, she would be in like, I just went outside to take fresh air. You know, from the dust and campaign, it was asthma. I didn't know. But this girl had, I brainwashed them. I made them know that Edo will become London. And then 4 years later, you are coming with excuses. You are privatizing government sectors and using third party to buy them. We are not daft. The rest people might be acting that. We know these things. You privatize Central Hospital and use a third party to get it. Even down to Palm House. Most of the people there are consultants. You see, if you go to Benin Airport on Friday, you see they are leaving Benin. As if say Benin are dirty. You bring in people to do the work. I was just looking at Banky W saying, I swear for, oh, sorry, I'm not supposed to say that. Supporting Obaseki's candidates. When I saw it, I was just laughing. And people were saying, celebrities, celebrities. But see, it's his wife's sister, and Etomi, his wife's sister, is the one in charge of all the branding in those states.
Yeah.
People supported.
Don't you think
supported.
you did not give I swear fair hearing? You did not judge him based on his own personality and character.
Are you aware that the Radisson Blue that is being built close to the government house, as one consultation fee is allegedly 1.5 billion naira? This man has also eaten allegedly Edo money. The Radisson Blue that is being built.
That's your position, okay?
So I'm just saying is maybe I could have given him a fair grant, but my conscience wouldn't have let me, because I took my time to study these people. Like I studied them, and I'm like, nah, Edo needs to come out from this. Edo needs to come out from this. Let me say this last one. Imagine me, I host live programs on my social media platforms. Imagine someone coming to tell me of an obvious scam from the government.
Yeah.
Now, this
alleged.
I have to say this thing, and it's as if it's not alleged. This one, I'm sure of it. I'm sure of it, because they are in my DM with documents.
Okay.
They say they want to give them a Greek loan, and then they gathered them. They said the 3 senatorial districts. I think Sobel was for rice, the other maize, the other one was for rice, and the other one, it was like 3 groups. And then they made them open an account in Sterling Bank. After opening an account in Sterling Bank, they made them sign in the bank that the government would have access to the accounts, because the government wants to fund it, farming and empower them and the rest of it. They signed. Those that needed ATM paid extra 1,000 naira to get ATM. After all that, they got credited different amounts of money. Some 850, some 1 million, I wouldn't know. They said, but he got credited 800 and something thousand. Now, after getting that credit alert, he tried to withdraw, couldn't withdraw the money. He said, okay. He waited. All he kept getting from that account was debits. 50,000 naira today, they will say fumigation. 100,000, they will say clearing. They kept getting debits. The guy got debit and debit and debit. See, he got to 400,000. Now, once he said they take come out the remaining money. So he was now wondering, farm he never see. Money in no touch. Just like they use that. Most of them travel down to Benin to access bank, Sterling Bank, to be able to open these accounts. And then when they asked, they said for the rice part, they said water entered the farm. So water took away the crops. Water spoiled the crops. It's a scam. You just use these people, collect this money from wherever the grants came from, and then you withdraw the money from their accounts. You didn't even let them get anything from it. How else? And water took away. These are billion naira projects. I'm not talking about 1,000 naira. These are billion naira projects. And then for the maize, they said cow will enter inside, and it's maize of how much? The remaining part, fire burnt it. The way the money was debited from these people's accounts is the same way it was debited from other people's accounts. So how do you expect us that are learning to feel when we hear these things? When we see they went to Sterling Bank to want to get their statement of accounts, and Sterling Bank refused to give to them. Remember, they signed that government will have access to these accounts. So, my dear, for me, the Obaseki government, it was personal. Maybe because I campaigned. Next time when I campaign for person, the person go sit up. If Peter Obi makes mistake, if he mistakenly becomes the president and he does nonsense, what we did to Obaseki, he will meet times 10. These people need to be held accountable at some point by some people.
Yes, I think we can anchor on that. I think public officers across the board, irrespective of political parties, they need to be accountable to the people. Thank you very much, Mama P. It has been wonderful speaking.
I'm already getting
getting into the mood. It has been an engaging conversation. Thank you so much, Mama P. I've been
Thank
speaking
you
with
so
Comrade Precious Oruche. As you know, she's popularly called Mama P, a human rights activist and entrepreneur. And continue to subscribe to our channel, bringing more exciting episodes of the Uniben Alumni Series. Bye for now.
1970, we sure we did the forefront. Knowledge for selfish, for sure we did the work. Auditorium to basement of all faculty of law.